And good morning, and welcome into the starting lineup. It's ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. I am Joe Abraham alongside Chewy this morning on a Mayhem Monday. Get ready for this. June 1st.
Dang.
Yeah. Doesn't even make sense, right? Happy Hazelnut Cake Day, Chewy.
Thanks.
It's Say Something Nice Day.
I like your Fincham sportswear hat.
Thank you. I like it too. I like your beard. Welcome into the show. We got a lot to get into this morning. Fast-moving show. Mayhem Monday normally is, as we get you caught up on everything that's going on in and around town, as well as, nationally and other things like that. And then this morning, we also are going to have Eric Van Zant from the Campora Center, as well as Rachel Shields in. They're coming up here shortly. I'm excited to get them in studio. I see Eric all over the place. I don't think I've ever actually spoken to Eric.
Really?
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah. Well, everything that I've heard about him has been tremendous. I just don't think I've ever actually had a one-on-one with him. So we'll get into that today. You can get involved in the show. Head on over to the Facebook page, Facebook.com/ESPN Winchester, and jump into the FMO Facebook feed. I am trying to get my computer, as soon as I sat down and turned it on, everything poofed away, Chewy.
Oh, that happens.
I think it's going to be one of those kind of mornings.
Do you have a decent weekend?
I did. What was weird about it is the boys, we spent all week trying to, just like here and there, play like a temple here and a dungeon there. I'm trying to get them through Ocarina real quick. Just Ocarina time real quick. And then we can move on to Majora's Mask real quick. That's, I'm sure I'll be able to get through that real quick.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Majora's took me like 2 years to beat. And we're going through Ocarina, and I'm just wondering to myself, how did I ever beat this game? Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I can wonder. So we've spent this last week doing that, and they went back to their mother's house yesterday evening. And so I got done and, playing all week with them. I go to pick up my gym bag this morning to bring it with me, and all of a sudden I hear this chirping coming from my gym bag, this noise coming from my gym bag, and it sounds like something straight out of a video game, like when you're close to an item and the game is like, pay attention, and that's kind of what my bag was doing to me. Turns out it was, I'm fairly certain the battery on I have an AirTag in it. I'm pretty sure that the AirTag is about to go dead.
Ah, okay.
But for a minute, I was like, have I been playing too much Zelda?
Yeah. Try and teach them youngins a thing or two.
So you can get involved in the FMO Facebook feed. Jump into the chat. You can also call the show, 931-967-3500. You can text the show at 931-305-5611. This week is your final week to sign up for. In fact, I've got the flyers right here. To sign up for the Franklin County Quarterback Club Classic. It is the inaugural golf tournament. No, I say that. Next week is actually the final week. It's because it's coming up on June 15th, Monday, June 15th. So we've actually got 2 more weeks. But get signed up. The spots are filling up fast. It was slow at first. Chewy, it was slow at first. There were plenty of teams, plenty of sponsorships available. If you want to get into this thing, though, you better lock in soon, or you're not going to get a spot. They've got great prizes, tons of fun contests and things like that. I came up with an idea to do a quarterback challenge contest. Every tournament you go to, they've all got the putting contest and the long drive contest and the closest to the hole contest. But what if we had a quarterback challenge where if you drop the football, you throw the football in a trash can from 25, 30 yards out, something like that, you get something.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's not much different than a closest to the hole.
Sure.
I could do it.
It's like a perverted version of basketball.
Yeah, with a football.
Ultimate golf.
I can throw the football into the basketball hoop from across the gym, so I should be able to do that.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
We go to those schools quite a bit.
Okay.
We can test this.
Let's do it.
Dude, I can't tell if that confidence is real or not.
Of course it is.
You can throw a basketball. You can throw a football into a basketball.
It might take me a couple throws, but I bet I could do it in 5 throws.
All right.
Yeah.
I would like to see it.
Okay. So it is a Mayhem Monday. Get involved in the show. Chewy, starting off the show today as well, one of the things that I wanted to mention is I'm pretty sure as a society we have lost our minds. We've lost our perspective on the world.
Harambe's death changed everything.
Sure. That's part of it, I think. No, I want to talk about that, and we're not going to be able to get into it really in hour number 1 here. But in hour number 2, we're going to spend hour number 2, we're going to be talking a little bit about this. What is going on in the world as we know it today? It just seems weird, like our perspective is skewed.
Yes.
I saw somebody lose it on social media the other day. They got a ice cream cone from Dairy Queen, and it didn't look great. I would say on a scale of 1 to delicious, it was still delicious.
Yeah.
Less of like a 10 and more of like a 6.
Sure.
It was a sad ice cream cone. But it was one of those ones, when you think about it, soft serve ice cream, you got a 16-year-old, 17-year-old making it. You know, they put the swirl on top, they stick it into the thing. That liquid stays warm so that it doesn't get hard in the canister. You pull it out, and it kind of like droopy, a little droopy. And the person who received it, I feel for them. You know, it did not meet their expectations. I've been there. But their first instinct is to go on to social media and say, well, that's it. Never going to Dairy Queen again in Deckard. And I don't think that's the correct response. You know, I would crack open my Bible and I look in there and you know, it talks about how to respond when you've got something like that happens. Maybe something goes wrong. Somebody wrongs you. Your ice cream cone comes back from Dairy Queen. It never in there does it say blast them on Facebook.
Yeah.
Put them on blast on Facebook. And I feel for the small business owner who, you know, it's a Dairy Queen. Just because it's a Dairy Queen doesn't mean that it's not maybe locally owned and operated. But somebody from the Dairy Queen, I believe, responded almost immediately. Did the right. They said, come back in on whatever next day, Monday, Sunday, whatever day it was. Come back in. We'll remake it for you. No cost. They'll give them a new one. But that's something that probably could have been handled right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just one example of this. Have we lost? I mean, talk about a first world problem.
Yeah. And especially with, like, you know, that's not necessarily a cheap item either. That's like $5, $6.
No, it's a $5 or $6 large ice cream cone.
So that's a pretty decently priced. So
and I get it. It's a good bit of money. You want it to be right, but the first thing you're gonna do is lick it, and all the chocolate's or bite it, and all the chocolate's gonna like start falling off anyway.
Yeah. Well, that was my point. Is it's like it's kind of a privilege just to be able to have one at all.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like what are we complaining about here?
Right.
You still got ice cream.
Right.
With a chocolate. You have a chocolate dipped vanilla soft serve cone in your hands.
Maybe I'm just complaining about it because I want one really, really bad.
Yeah.
And I can't get the image of the ice cream cone, the deliciousness out of my head. But no, in hour number 2, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you how we've lost perspective from parenting to sportsmanship to social media to technology to respect to common sense and accountability. Just walk through for a second, and it's kind of like my washing machine, which I can't figure out how to recalibrate. I had to replace a while back. Had to replace the. They have 4 rods in either corner, Chewy, to balance the drum. And when you put heavy stuff in there, it gets all cockeyed and starts shaking all over the place. And I thought, well, I'll fix it myself. So I ordered some new rods, put them in, and it's pretty much operating the same as it was before because it hasn't been calibrated right. And I can't figure out, because it doesn't have a screen on it, the button, it doesn't give me online. I've searched all over the place. There is no well-known way to calibrate this thing, to run it through and rebalance it. So that's kind of what I liken it to. Our society these days is a washing machine that gets filled up with towels and hoodies and starts shaking all over the place, making a bunch of noise and makes no sense at all. It's driving me insane. So that's what we're going to get into in hour number 2.
Okay.
In hour number 1, though, when we come back, we'll have Rachel Shields and Eric Van Zant in studio with us. Also coming up later in hour number 1, as he does each and every Monday morning now, from out there at Drafts and Watercrafts, we will have trivia with Scotty. So that's coming up as well.
7:40?
Right around 7:40. And we'll go out to Poultry Electric and Heath Automotive as well today.
Okay.
But we appreciate you tuning in. Again, get involved in the show. If you head on over to the FMO Facebook feed, you can jump into the conversation. If you've got questions for Rachel Shields or Eric Van Zant, you can drop them in there now. It is the starting lineup on a Mayhem Monday, along with Chewy, sans ice cream cone. I am Joe Abraham. This is ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester. The starting lineup with Joe and Chewy is presented by Loco in Winchester. Right here in Winchester, Loco is doing things their own way. From locally roasted Loco coffee to a one-of-a-kind shop experience. It's a place that's built for the Franklin County community. So if you haven't stopped by yet, now's the time. Support local. Drink Loco coffee, fueling Franklin County mornings. Roasted right here in Franklin County. And don't forget to tune into the starting lineup, weekdays from 7 to 9.
Looking for a reliable car at an affordable price? Stop by Money Down Motors here in Deckard. We specialize in quality pre-owned vehicles with low down payments and flexible financing options. No matter your credit history, drive away today with a car you'll love and a payment plan that works for you. Visit us at 1945 Deckard Boulevard or call 931-962-3404 for more info. At Money Down Motors, LLC, your ride is waiting.
From the 931 Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Winchester weather update.
Another cloudy day headed your way with around 82 degrees being our high this afternoon. We will be having around a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms as well all throughout the mid-morning and late afternoon. Stay dry while you stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester.
I don't know what to tell you. I know it's not much, but this is the best they've got. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio, WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester, where we make our headphones as hard as possible for visitors to figure out. It couldn't just be like easy. They've got to be the ones that flip all the way like inside out. Being joined now here by Eric Van Zant and Rachel Shields. Miss Rachel, Eric comes to us this morning from the Campora Resource Center. I'll let you introduce him.
Yes,
today.
It is my privilege. I'm so excited to have Mr. Van Zant here with me. He is the director of our Campora Family Resource Center, and I'm not sure if many people realize, but that is actually a part of our school system.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and so we are kind of under that same umbrella, and I will also go ahead and give a shout out. I think I mentioned it a couple months ago when I was on the show, that Mr. Van Zant and his team at Campora, they were named the Chamber of Commerce Nonprofit of the Year this last year. So that is a huge acknowledgement to him. We are so fortunate to have him in our community and supporting our families and our students. So I'll let him introduce himself.
Good morning. Again, I'm Eric Van Zant, and I am the director of the Family Resource Center. I have been the director since 2004. I actually started working at Campora, though, in 1995. And I ran a program to build self-esteem for kindergartners through third grade. I left and I went to Centerstone. I stayed there about 6.5 years. That was really my training ground. You know, I learned a lot because the first time I was at Campora, I was doing this kind of work, and I was probably the only person doing this kind of work. And so I don't think people really understood the magnitude of it.
Right.
People didn't understand that I had parents calling me. One time I had a parent call me, and they were talking about some problems they were having, and they were crying, and my phone rung, and I clicked over, and another parent said, I'm sitting here, I'm going to blow my head off. I've got a gun in my lap.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I was dealing with those things 24 hours a day. My wife and I got out of the bed one night at midnight, got a call from a family that I was working with. They had a 3 and a 5-year-old, and they didn't have anywhere to go. So we picked them up. And we traveled all over Franklin County trying to find a hotel to put them in. And the horse show was going on in Shelbyville.
Right.
So no hotels were available between here and Shelbyville. We finally found a room at the Rolling Acres Hotel over headed toward Cowan. And we were able to put them up. But those were the kind of things that I was dealing with, and nobody really understood that.
Yeah.
So it was a really, really heavy weight. So I left and I went to Centerstone, and Centerstone taught me balance. They taught me how to deal with that and what to do, the process. And I would, while I was there, I would say, man, what if I knew then what I know now? Mm-hmm. And God opened the door for me to be able to go back, be able to come back. And so I've been here since. Campora Family Resource Center and resources across the state. Our job is to reduce barriers that impede academic performance. So we understand that anything can become a barrier. That's why we have a clothes closet. We have a food pantry. You know, I had a lady to come to me several years ago. The school district had changed the dress code, and the dress code was pretty strict. It was pretty strict. I mean, you could not wear like the shirt that this young man across from me has on. You could not wear that to school. Right. Because any kind of logo had to be, I think it was maybe 2x2.
Okay.
You know. And so very small. And you couldn't wear plaid. You couldn't wear stripes. They had to be solid shirts. Wow. So, you know, it's pretty restrictive. And so that happened during the summer. And so, you know, some parents, they couldn't afford to change, to go and to buy clothing and so forth. And I had a lady to come to my office, and she said, can you just get my daughter a pack of T-shirts? And she's talking about like white men's T-shirts. Right. So she would have at least 3 changes of clothes to go to school. Right. And so, you know, when kids are like that, they don't want to go to school. Right. You know, if kids are hungry, all they can think about in school is getting something to eat. Right. So we have those things to reduce those barriers. We want to empower parents. We want to give them the tools that they need to be able to properly parent their children so that those children can be successful in life, period. You know, and the foundation for that is school. Yeah. It's school.
This is really interesting, Chewy. We were just leading into the show a few moments ago, but we're talking about everybody's got opinions on politics, everybody's got opinions on sports, everybody's got opinions about what everybody else should be doing and things like that. We were talking about perspective and the fact that we have kind of lost our perspective as a society these days. And here you go. You come in and you're talking about families right here in Franklin County that are trying to figure out how they're going to buy their kids clothes and feed their children and other things like that. And you guys, that's what you're doing over there at the Resource Center, is that you're helping them get connected, helping them get the resources that they need for these kids to be successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, like I said, anything can become a barrier. So we do have a clothes closet. We do a Christmas program called Christmas Angels, where we make sure that kids have clothing at Christmas. We understand that at Christmas that kids want toys, but they can't wear toys to school.
Right.
And so we do clothing, and we do clothing only. Now, we do have people to donate toys, and we give those toys out. But our main priority is to make sure that they have clothes, and we have had people to try to do toys instead of clothes, and then we gave that to the parents, and the parents came back and said, "My kids need clothes."
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, that's what we really try to do. Again, we're trying to reduce those barriers. We don't want there to be a barrier to keep our kids from being successful. So we work really, really hard to try to reduce those. I go to the jail every Thursday, and I teach a parenting class there. Why? Because our kids need their parents at home. And I tell them, I said, listen, I don't need you to just be there. I need you to be present.
Yeah.
So actively involved in your children's lives, So
how can somebody get involved if they need help from over there at the Campora Resource Center? How can they get involved, and maybe what are some of the biggest misconceptions that people have prior to getting involved and seeking help from you guys?
Misconception, a lot of times that we're there to help troubled kids. That's a misconception.
Right.
We're there to help all kids. Period. All children, because everybody deals with problems. Who doesn't deal with problems? And I tell kids and parents all the time, life's for everybody.
Yeah.
When you least expect it.
Yeah. It may be a greater degree, but everybody's dealing with issues.
Yeah.
Everybody. And so, and we have to understand that. And that's one thing that, we try to do. We do life skills in the schools as well. So when we're talking to children, we're trying to make sure that, again, they have what they need to be successful. And so in order to do that, I think what we all have to do is we have to understand that we have to stop passing the buck.
Yeah.
We have to stop making everything somebody else's fault.
Right.
And we have to take responsibility. And what I'm saying with that is we have to do what we can do to make things better. If I want my life to be better, then I have to take some personal responsibility in doing that.
Right.
In doing that.
Yeah.
If we want our school district to be the best that we can be, then all of us have to take personal responsibility, our community, our homes, and so forth. So we want to make sure that our students have the tools that they need to be successful.
Yeah.
We can't do it for them. We can, though, provide the tools.
How can go ahead?
No, Campora is located, if anyone's not familiar, at the old Townsend School, so not too far from us. That's where they are located, and this was the second school year that Mr. Van Zant and his team did the parent participation playoff. So just like he's saying, seeking ways to support our families and supporting their student. You know, what does it look like to help with homework? What did online Skyward look like? What does that mean? So we looked and worked, and we all collaborated. Mr. Van Zant obviously took the lead, but what are those barriers, and how can we help parents address them? So there are so many things he does. He didn't even mention tutoring that they do, parent participation playoffs. The list goes on and on. But you guys have a phone number or our district website. All of their information's on our district website, or I'm sure they can call and chat with your folks down there.
Absolutely. Our phone number is 967-7825. Again, 931-967-7825. And as she said, we have done the parent participation playoffs. We want more parents to show up for that. We'll be doing that again this coming up year. What we do is we want parents, admin, and teachers and students all in the same room. And let's talk about what it's going to take for this student to be successful. When I ask the question, how many of you want your child to be successful? Everybody raises their hand.
Yeah.
How many of you want your student to be? Everybody raises their hand. So reducing those barriers, having those conversations, as Ms. Shields just said, talking about what everybody needs to do, because everybody has a part to play.
Well, I would assume as well that whether it's local businesses or churches or individuals that want to get involved and support what you guys are doing as well, that there's opportunities there too, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Even with the parent participation playoffs, we had sponsors because we gave away $1,000 prize. We gave away a $500 prize and a $250 prize. Those went to teachers, parents, and students. And we had sponsors in the communities that did that. We do the backpack program where we send food home every weekend to make sure kids have enough food to eat over the weekend. So sometimes we have food shortage, and so people actually make donations there, and they make monetary donations so that we can get the food from Second Harvest Food Bank.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we also have a food pantry, and right now we are in need of food. So people can give food. If people want to volunteer, we do tutoring every Tuesday and Thursday. If they would like to help us to tutor children, of course, they need to come and talk to us, and there's a possibility you may have to do a background check. But that's also a way. And when we give food boxes away at Christmas and Thanksgiving, we always need food, and we need people to help us to distribute the food. Again, the Christmas Angel program, we can't do that through our budget. That comes through donations from the community. So there are a lot of ways that people in the community can help if they will reach out to us, and we can have a conversation, and then you can go to work.
And as well, you mentioned the food programs, but isn't that one of the things that, a lot of kids, these types of situations, these family life situations, some of these kids, when they go to school, that's where they're able to access food. And in the summer months, they don't have access to it as much. As far as the school district or you guys over at Campora, is there anything going on right now that you're able to do for families that are struggling in these summer months?
I'll jump in real fast because I did have this and I've got it on my phone because I do not want to miss the details. Our school nutrition team, actually, they are doing summer meals.
Okay.
And so summer school actually started, summer camp starts today for our K-5 middle school and high school students. And those students do get breakfast and lunch while they're at summer camp. Those students also will be sent home with a meal for each day over the weekend. They'll get that. But in addition to that, don't have to be in summer camp or not, we are doing summer meal bundles this year. And so each Thursday in the month of June, you can pick up a summer meal which has enough food for 7 days. And you will pick that up from Franklin County High School. The only requirement is that you are under 18 and you must have your student present to pick that meal up.
Tremendous.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we've got Rachel Shields and Eric Van Zant in studio with us. We'll have more with them on the other side when we come back. It is a Mayhem Monday. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Kids, pets, muddy shoes. Life happens. That's why more homeowners are choosing beautiful, durable flooring from Discount Floors and More. From waterproof luxury vinyl plank to hardwood, tile, and carpet, their team will help you find the right floor for your home and your budget. With over 30 years of experience and professional installation, you can buy with confidence. Discount Floors and More on the bypass in Winchester and on the web at discountfloorsandmoretn.com. This spring, take pride in your yard with Flagship Lawn Services. From mowing and trimming to mulch and full cleanups, they deliver professional results at a fair, honest price. And with their Flagship Finish Guarantee, every job is done right or they'll make it right. No shortcuts, no hassle. Just a yard that looks the way it should. Call or text Flagship Lawn Services today at 239-849-4033.
and see the difference for yourself.
Lucas Stevens here,
joined by Laura Medina,
inviting you to tune in for the Rebel Report on ESPN Radio Winchester, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church.
We're keeping Franklin County up to speed with the highlights, previews, big moments, and stories built by Rebel Nation, right here at Franklin County High School.
Tune in on WCDT 1340 106.9. Download the smartphone app or even listen on your smart speaker.
The Rebel Report, every weekday, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church, right here on ESPN Radio Winchester.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
Sewanee Elementary School is receiving statewide recognition as it celebrates a century of community, history, and heart. The school was recently featured in the Tennessee Magazine for its unique and student-centered approach to marking 100 years since opening its doors in 1926. While the building may look much the same as it did a century ago, the stories inside have only grown richer. At the center of the centennial celebration is school librarian Catherine Bruce, who has spent more than 2 years researching, organizing archives, and involving students in uncovering the school's deep roots. From interviewing community members to digging through handwritten meeting notes dating back to the 1920s, Bruce has helped students connect personally with their school's legacy. Sewanee's history stretches back even further, beginning in 1867 with land leased by Jabez Wheeler Hayes for a convent, sawmill, and schoolhouse. Over the decades, the school grew through the community fundraising, donations, and volunteer support. In 1964, residents even raised funds to build additional classrooms to ensure full school desegregation, a move noted at the time as a rare example of a community funding integration efforts themselves. Today, that same spirit remains strong. Students are leading the centennial celebration through a wax museum-style open house, where they will present different decades of school history to visitors. Displays throughout campus highlight stories, artifacts, and legacy family connections. The May 8th celebration included guided tours, the unveiling of a new campus sign and storybook trail name, and a closing assembly featuring community reflections on what Sewanee means to them. Students said the experience had given them something lasting, not just knowledge, but pride. As Sewanee Elementary marks 100 years, it's clear the school remains what it has always been, a true community school. For details on news and community events in Franklin County, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
This is Dale from Columbus, previously from the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Let's check in scissor hands. I'm the wrong guy to ask, but what's the secret to a good haircut?
A good haircut makes you feel confident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you get that haircut, you're going to walk out that barbershop, you're going to look in the mirror, and you're going to be like, yeah, that's it. And you're going to tip the barber.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC Network. There was an outline for today's show, but it didn't survive the opening segment. Back to Joe and Chewy on the starting lineup right here on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham alongside Miss Rachel Shields and Eric Van Zant of the Campora Family Resource Center. So, Miss Rachel, you guys have hit the summer months, and for Eric as well. How does summer look different for you over at the main office and for the whole staff, obviously, too? You know, Dr. Alsip is stepping into his new role, and a lot of changes and things like that going on. But, the work doesn't stop.
It does not stop. And honestly, you can't tell it's June and July. it doesn't stop for us. Mentioned earlier, our summer camp kicks off today. So for the month of June, we'll kind of transition and be in full-on summer camp mode. And then July slows down just a minute, and then we start ramping back up for the start of the school year. So, for our team at the central office and several other folks, we are already planning for August.
Yeah.
We started that work in probably February and March. So we're always trying to stay ahead. So it sure does not slow down. I'll be very honest. It is always busy at our office. There's always something in a project we're working on.
Well, you mentioned the summer camp program and then the meal programs and things like that. Is there anything else that families maybe need to be aware of that's going on, or any changes or anything like that you guys are working on for this upcoming year?
Sure. A couple of things, and don't have the meaty details of this just yet, but last month our school board had the first read of a new cell phone policy, which really that affects our secondary world, our middle and high school students, just to tighten that policy up just a little bit. So cell phones are not a barrier from 8 to 3 for our students. So they will look at that again this month and possibly approve that new policy, which that would affect some students. Our school budget has been approved by our school board, and it goes before the County Commission Finance Committee, I believe, this week.
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully get that budget kind of wrapped up. Dr. Alsop will start transitioning. Miss Jenny Crabtree will start transitioning into their new roles. We just named a new special ed director of our Exceptional Children's Services program, so that's a little bit new, Miss Anna Mullen. Lots of new happening, but we're always excited. Another thing, a little kind of different that I know some families have been asking about. Last school year, we moved to all online registration. So all the beginning of the year paperwork was all online. And so that families will be able to do that again this year. We will open that online registration about the first week of July. We have to finish out our summer camp, get all those grades and everything finalized, close out this current school year, and then we'll open up that next. So we will post all of that information on our district Facebook page and website. But be looking for that about the 1st of July, so you can go ahead and get your student re-registered with us for the school year, and you don't have to worry about that when August rolls around. You can hit the ground running.
That's awesome. And then, Eric, as far as like the new year and kids getting ready for the new school year and stuff, obviously a huge part of your goal is removing those obstacles so that kids can get access to the education and things, as you mentioned. And a big part of that is these campaigns to start the school year, like the Stuff the Bus campaigns and other things like that. Do you guys have something coming up like that planned?
Yes, on August 8th, in collaboration with Resurrection Ministries, we will be doing a back-to-school fair where parents are able to come in and get free haircuts. They can get their hair braided or styled. And we also give away free food at that event. We give away clothing and school supplies. So we will do that August 8th. We actually have a meeting this week to decide what time we will start. Normally we start around 9 o'clock and we end at 2. That's traditionally what we have done the last few years that we have provided this. In addition to that, I will be taking, on Sunday, along with the Prevention Coalition, we'll be taking 12 youth from my school district to the Tennessee Teen Institute. Tennessee Teen Institute is a very high energy leadership conference. So it starts on Sunday. We start at 7-ish in the morning, somewhere between 7 and 7:30. We're at breakfast, and I'm ushering them back into their rooms about 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, wow.
And it is non-stop. So this like a 16-hour day, from Sunday until Friday. We will return on Friday evening. But they also do action planning to come back and to have impact on the community and in our school district. So we select people from the Youth Coalition and from our Move to Stand program. Move to Stand program in the school district, we train students to shift the culture and the climate within our schools. So it's an anti-bullying, anti-racism, anti-stereotyping program. And we understand that the teachers and admin alone cannot shift the climate and the culture. It takes the students, because there are more students in the schools than there are teachers and admin.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's tremendous. Now, I have highly encouraged people in the past to follow the Franklin County School District on Facebook. But what's the best way? Because you have a lot going on over there at the Family Resource Center. And just real quick, what is the best way for people to kind of stay in touch with you guys and all the things that you have going on?
Okay, you can definitely look on Facebook. You can access that, but you can also go through the school district website, and you can find our website embedded in there, and all of our programs are listed on there. You can also just give us a call. Give us a call at 967-7825, and we can tell you what's going on and how you can assist us.
And Campora has their own Facebook page.
Yeah,
so
I just pulled it up.
theirs.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's got a little tree as the logo, and I do encourage you guys to get involved and make sure that you're following that as well. Well, Eric, we're gonna have to get you back in here because it sounds like you got way more than we just didn't even scratch the tip of the iceberg.
30 minutes is not enough for him.
No. So we will schedule that.
Absolutely.
And make sure that we get you back on here soon. And Miss Rachel, thank you so much for coming in this morning. We got to go out to Drafts and Watercrafts now. It's trivia day over there at Drafts, so we're going to call over to Scotty. If you guys want to stick around through trivia, you can definitely.
I always love to hear what Scotty has to say.
Help us
Let's
out.
See what this trivia is.
I'm awful at trivia, so see what Scotty's up to over there. I still haven't even had a chance to make it out to Drafts yet. We've been so busy.
The weather's not been
Watercrafts.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
How are you today?
Good. How are y'all this morning?
I'm doing well. We've got Eric Van Zant and Miss Rachel Shields in studio with us this morning to participate in trivia. Now, you guys, it's been raining out there for like an entire week straight or something like that, but people have still been able to go out there and enjoy the lake and enjoy y'all's wonderful food because you have that tremendous covered area to eat under. And I'll tell you what, I love sitting out there under when it's raining. There's just something about it.
Oh, I know. Need to put us a hammock out there out on the side there.
Yeah. I think you could remove all the tables and just have a hammock day. Just set up like 50 hammocks, and people would probably come out there and really love it, especially when it's raining like it has been. So what do you got going on this week? Hopefully the weather clears up a little bit for you.
We do. We got a full week, and I want to say good morning to Eric and Rachel, too.
Good morning.
Glad y'all joining us for trivia.
Good morning, Scotty.
So, but hey, you know one thing before I tell what we got going on this week? You know the thing about Jeffro last week out of poetry, you know, he was saying I won an award.
Yeah.
I got something you need to ask him about.
Okay.
He has a lawsuit on his dad. So you need to ask him about this lawsuit on his dad and let him explain it to you next time you talk to him.
Well, that'll be here probably in the next few minutes, so I'll make sure to
make sure you ask him about that and see what he has to say about his lawsuit that he's put on his own dad.
I need to understand. Speaking of lawsuits, there might need to be a lawsuit to figure out how Johnny Hand won the Lake Idol last Thursday. What are we doing here?
And you know, and Jeff has tried to talk me into putting a lawsuit on my dad. The same thing. So we ask Jeff about his lawsuit and see what he has to say about it.
I'll do it. All right. What do you got going on out there?
But we got all type of stuff going on this week. You know, tonight is trivia. Starts at 6:30. Tomorrow night we've got Jacob Johnson from 5 to 8. Wednesday nights we do Singo at 6:30. Thursday night we've got Lake Idle Week 3.
Week 3 already.
Trevor Hill Band from 7 to 10 o'clock. And then Saturday night we got Escape Band from 7 to 10:30. And then Sunday we got Jacob Johnson from 12 to 3. So we've got something 7 days a week going on at Drafts and Watercrafts.
Well, it's regardless, rain or shine, right? Because you guys have that awesome covering. And I do recommend you make time to go on out there. I need to make time to go on out there. Everybody else here at the station's gone out there a couple times. They've had their bacon pickle pizza, and all I've got, they bring me like a slice back. They're like, here you go. I just been too busy to make it out there, but I'm gonna be there this week. I promise you. All right, so trivia today. What are you thinking? What do you got for us?
Well, you know, all this rain, we're going to do a rain question this morning.
Okay.
So if you haven't won the past 30 days, you can call in and win. Let's see what we're going to give away today. Let's do a Meat Mania pizza.
Ooh.
So it's got all the meat on it. You got Italian sausage and bacon and ham and pepperoni and all types of stuff on it. So we're going to give that away. You can redeem it today for lunch or tonight. And it's a Meat Mania pizza if you haven't won the past 30 days. Y'all ready?
All right, load the number into your phone, 931-967-3500. That's 931-967-3500. Scotty, what's our trivia question today from Drafts and Watercrafts?
You know, we just now got up to summer pool on Thames Ford Lake. What record Thames Ford Lake got up to 12 foot above summer pool? What year was that?
What year did Thames Ford Lake have its record 12 foot above summer pool. I have no idea, but I feel like a few years ago I remember it getting real high. I don't think it was 12 foot high, but it was real high. The number again, 931-967-3500, 931-967-3500. I have no. Did any of you guys anything come to mind? Any specific flooding come to mind?
Nothing.
Everybody's shaking their heads here in studio.
Oh.
It's a good one, Scotty. There's got to be somebody that knows it out there. 931-967-3500. What year holds the record for 12 foot above summer pool on Timms Ford Lake? We had no ringing.
I think you're stumping the people.
Oh,
Oh,
there we
there
go.
we go.
There we go.
Stumping them.
Hold on. All right, we
Go
got
ahead,
a caller.
Well, okay. They're gone.
They poofed away on us. We got to try again. Again, 931-967-3500 is the number. Try them again.
Go ahead, caller.
2010.
2010?
No, that's not it.
No.
Good try.
That was my guess. I was in school that year, and I remember getting out of school for a little bit of time.
Got another caller. Go ahead.
Yes, was it 1978?
1978?
No, that's not it.
No.
Keep guessing.
Thank you.
Just keep guessing. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be like,
79.
Yeah, 79. 81. What about do you have a clue? A hint?
1978 is not close. It's above, way above 1978.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Huh. Well, again, the number is 931-967-3500, and it's not close to the 70s.
No, it's above the 70s.
Yeah, I would guess. I would guess something weird like 93 or something like 94. Just
it's above the 80s.
Above the 80s. Because I feel like all of the cool stuff happened in the 90s, and for some reason that just seems like it would be one of those things that our generation that has lived through the COVID and all the other things that we've lived through, the 9/11, all the tragedies, all the craziness. I feel like that would fall in line with people born in the 80s. All right, caller, what's your guess?
1990.
1990.
No, that's not it.
No.
We getting closer
Above
at least?
1990.
Go ahead, caller.
2019.
2019?
No.
Dang.
That's the one I was thinking of from a few years ago.
Yeah.
I think we went too high with 2019.
Yeah, you did.
It's above 1990, below 2019.
All right, here we go. 91, 92, 93, 94, 2000, 2001. Come on, Scotty. I need a pizza.
All right.
Is this one you can, Google even?
I don't even know.
Can we Google search this answer?
It would probably spit back a
Tricky.
bunch of weird,
Yeah.
It'd probably say, "Where's Timms Ford Lake?"
Yeah.
Well, Scotty, you want to just give us the answer?
Hey, let me take a guess.
Yeah, go ahead. Eric's going to guess.
2004.
No.
No.
The closest one was Rachel.
2010.
Well, you said your original guess. What did you say
I
your
said
original guess was?
2010. 2010.
You're within a year.
2011.
2009.
Oh.
Wow.
2009. You know what? You're probably thinking of the right one. You
Probably
probably just had
year
the
off.
had the year wrong.
Does that mean
Yeah,
I
May
win, Scotty?
2009.
May 29. Okay.
All right. Well, May 2009 is the answer, and you're going to want to have that with you when you head on out to trivia over there at Drafts and Watercrafts tonight. May 2009. And again, Scotty, thank you so much this morning for
right.
a tremendous trivia question, my friend.
All right, guys. Thank y'all. Have a great day.
Nobody
well,
gets
Scotty.
the pizza.
I think I'm just going to show up and take
You could-
advantage of it.
You could show
since
up
I
and
was
try.
the warmest.
I think it would be worth asking. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in this morning. We got to hit the break, but when we come back, we'll wrap up hour number one again. Thank you to Eric and Rachel, and Eric, we'll be talking to you soon, my friend.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Back on the starting lineup here in just a moment. It is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
ESPN Radio Winchester, where Franklin County comes to life. From local news and athletics to everything in between, we're proud to bring you the stories that matter right here at home. And it's all made possible by local businesses connecting with real people in our community every single day. When you support them, you support our local coverage. Over 75 years of Franklin County heritage. Want your business to be a part of it? Contact WCDT today. ESPN Radio Winchester. Franklin County plays here.
Why choose More Courtney Funeral Home? Well, they're a fifth-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, and compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. More Courtney Funeral Home, 300 First Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. More Courtney Funeral Home.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or check out everything they offer online at reliablerentalfc.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
When life hits you hard, you need someone who will stand up and fight back for you. Andy Davis, attorney at law, serves Southern Middle Tennessee in personal injury, criminal defense, family law, bankruptcy, and more. Call today to set up your free consultation, where you'll get clear answers, honest guidance, and a plan built around your needs. Online at southerninjurylaw.com. This is an advertisement. Andy Davis, attorney at law, responsible for content. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than that of other lawyers.
Looking to make a difference in Franklin County? The Franklin County Prevention Coalition works every day to build a safer, healthier community, free from substance misuse. Through education, outreach, and strong local partnerships, they empower parents, schools, and leaders to prevent addiction and support positive choices. From youth programs to community events, the coalition is here for you. Learn more or get involved today at fcpctn.org. Together, we prevent.
This project is funded under a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069. Hold on, I'll move over that way. 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham alongside Chewy. As we wrap up hour number one, I got to tell you, I've seen Eric at a ton of different things and just never. I don't like. So, you might think that I like engaging with people, which I do. I like engaging with people that I have relationships with. I'm one of those types of people that I can't. I struggle introducing myself, Chewy, to people that I don't know. And I don't know. I'm so awkward. We went out to a chamber thing the other day, and I'm so awkward. I don't know what to say. And I'm just not good at it. I don't feel like I'm good at it. But if somebody introduces me and now I make the connection, I'm great with that. And I love making new connections. I just don't know how to start it.
You like to have the ice broken a little bit.
Yeah, I like somebody to introduce me to them and hey, this is so-and-so. Katie can just walk up to anybody and stick her hand out and boom, now she's got a new best friend. You're pretty good at it, where you can just talk to people like you know them. What is it about that? Is there a science to it? Help me out here.
Yeah, I think it's just confidence. Giving you sound like you give the other person too much power over how you feel. It sounds like you're afraid of their reaction.
It's
to
not
you.
Thursday. You don't have to therapy me. No, I think you're right.
But I think really that's all it really comes down to. It's just confidence.
Well, I'm very excited to have that connection with Eric and tremendous guy. I've heard great things about him and what they do over there at Campora. So, again, if you haven't gotten involved in the Resource Center, there you go. Tell when you contact Eric, tell them, yeah, Joe told me to come see you.
Yeah.
Joe told me that I needed to contact you guys. Joe told me I needed to get involved. I'm your connection now to Eric and everybody else we have on the show. All right, in hour number 2, I think hour number 1 was great from a perspective standpoint. It was a great opportunity. We talked to Eric. We talked to the school district about some of the things that they've got going on over the summer months. And it resets your perspective a little bit when you hear about kids in our community who can't afford clothes for the upcoming school year. That $5 ice cream cone that didn't come out quite right from, this 16 or 17-year-old kid working in the Dairy Queen drive-through window kind of gets put into perspective. But there is some other things that I've seen here as of late which remind me of very similar scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about those when we come back. It is the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester.
With the latest from around FCHS and Rebel Nation.
The Rebel Report, every weekday, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church, right here on ESPN Radio Winchester.
Welcome back, Franklin County. I'm Lucas Stevens.
And I'm Laura Medina. Welcome back to the Rebel Report, your source for everything happening in Franklin County athletics and activities.
We begin with a look back at an incredible postseason run by the Franklin County Rebel baseball team.
The Rebels battled their way through the region tournament this past week and showed a ton of fight all the way to the very end. Unfortunately, their season came to a close Saturday after a heartbreaking 5-4 loss against Battle Creek.
Even though the season ended just one run short of advancing to the state sectionals, this team gave Rebel fans plenty to celebrate.
It has been quite some time since Franklin County baseball has made a postseason run quite like this one, and this group proved they can compete with anyone in the state.
Throughout the tournament, the Rebels showed resilience, toughness, and determination every single game. From big defensive plays to clutch hitting and strong pitching performances, Franklin County represented the community with pride.
One of the most exciting things about this season is that many key players are expected to return next year.
This postseason experience could become the foundation for an even bigger run next season. The Rebels now know what it takes to compete deep into the playoffs.
Now let's head over to track.
Our Franklin County track and field athletes who qualified for the state tournament are entering their final preparations before competing next week on May 21st.
These athletes will have the opportunity to compete at the University of Tennessee Track Complex in Knoxville against some of the best athletes in the state.
That's an incredible accomplishment and something our entire school can be proud of. We want to wish all of our athletes the best of luck as they close out their seasons and compete for a chance to land on the podium at this next state meet.
And while some seasons are ending, preparations for next year are already beginning.
Trials for several Franklin County athletic teams will take place next Thursday, which also happens to be the final day of school.
Different sports will hold tryouts throughout the day, so students interested in participating should be sure to check out with coaches and school announcements for the exact times and locations.
Summer workouts, camps, and off-season practices are just around the corner, and excitement is already building for another great year of Franklin County athletics.
We are looking forward to summer and a whole new season for everyone next year.
That's all for today's Rebel Report.
I'm Laura Medina.
And I'm Lucas Stevens. And as always, go Rebels.
Located at 108 Memorial Drive in Winchester, Oaklawn Baptist Church is a place where families grow, faith is strengthened, and students are encouraged to live with purpose, which is why we're proud to sponsor the Rebel Report. Our mission is simple: introduce people to Jesus and build strong families through God's Word. Join us this weekend for Sunday school at 10 and worship to follow at 11. Learn more online at oaklawnbaptistchurch.org.
You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 AM WCDT and 106.9 FM W295 AV Winchester, serving Franklin County for over 75 years.
For over 75 years, one thing has never changed.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN Radio Winchester studio, it's the starting lineup. Now, here are your hosts, Joe Abraham and Chewy.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT, Winchester. Joe Abraham alongside Chewy. The first hour didn't fly by. It like warp speeded by.
Yeah, that
was
shocking. Yeah.
It was like...
in a good way.
Yeah. It was like I told Chewy to kick it into hyperdrive, and the Millennium Falcon, or the Decade Crow, it actually worked. It actually worked there in the first hour. So here in hour number 2, we're going to go out to... We'll start with Poultry Electric and see what is going on with Jeffrey over there. Apparently, I need to ask him about a lawsuit.
Yeah, that got dark quick.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know nothing about that. But I was told by Scotty that we need to ask him about it. So that should be interesting. And then after that, we'll go out to Heath Automotive, see what they're up to. With all this rain, you better have some good tires on your car. You're going to need it. It's just been rainy day after day. So I'm going to have to replace, I just noticed this, I'm going to have to replace my Texas Tech mini helmet. They changed their helmet design. People are freaking out because they made it look more like retro, and they got rid of the shading on the T. I don't personally hate it, but now I just looked over, and I'm going to have to update that little mini helmet. All right, let's go out to Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware. I think Chewy was warning Jeff about the question.
Well, I was just saying that this show might be a little wackier.
Might be a little weird.
You know what? The name that you involved with that,
yeah,
nothing is strange and weird because he's a strange and weird individual, okay?
Okay, so this is not coming from me.
I'm actually a little nervous about what you're fixing to ask just because who it came from, you know it?
Scotty said that something about you and a lawsuit involving your father, and that you're trying to convince him that he needs to sue his father. Does any of that ring a bell?
Well, that may or may have come out of my mouth, may or may not have came out of my mouth, okay?
You will not confirm nor deny.
I will not confirm or deny, but I do know that was talk going around about that. And if you could find a lawyer to take that suit,
yeah,
I think our parents would be in trouble.
Oh boy,
because it's their fault. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not an attorney, but I could stay at a Holiday Inn Express and try.
But now, never mind.
Oh man!
I was trying to word that. You know, I don't think Scotty has the same problem I have.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to word it. I just don't know how to word it. You know.
You've got a lot of like broomsticks and PVC pipes and things like that, but that sounds like something you don't want to touch with as long of a pole as you've got over there at Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware.
You're right. Now, oh Lord, you made me blush. You can't hardly see it, but my face is red. Okay, my face is red. Just take it that my face is. I drink every morning an iced coffee, okay?
Yeah.
And everybody thinks that's weird, but my dad says, Jeff, who drinks iced coffee? So I'm drinking out of a red Solo cup every morning. And my face is probably as red as this red Solo cup is.
Oh, man. I like iced coffee. I don't have no problem with no iced coffee. All right, so shifting gears from lawsuits to lawn and garden. So what do you...
Scotty Steele has stumped me this morning. He has made me speechless this morning. So I've got to come up with something. And probably as soon as we get off this phone call,
yeah,
he's probably getting a phone call for himself, okay?
Well,
but that's nothing new. I got to go, you know, we got to spend a little 10 seconds. Through school, Scotty got voted most mischievous in the superlative.
Ah.
And you see why now, right? You see why.
I get it now. Yeah.
And he done a little thing one time, and I always use this for example. Advertising is very contagious, very worthwhile. He wanted everyone to think that this guy and this girl was dating each other.
Right.
And Scotty, you're never going to convince that. Well, the next day, you walk into the school system, and it was strategically in place. If you walked up the stairs going up to the second floor of the old high school, right where your eyeballs looked at when you walk up the first flight of stairs, you seen so-and-so's dating so-and-so. You open the locker up, you go to the locker room, boom, there it is. You walk into the cafeteria. Everywhere you had to turn and look, your eyeballs was focused to this. By the end of the day, those two was dating. And it took weeks to figure out that they was not really dating.
Was it like Scotty and this was what, the 90s probably, so Pamela Anderson or something?
It was around 92 is when it was. And anyway, he is the most mischievous guy, boy, human in Franklin County, I promise you.
So if something goes wrong, we start with Scotty and go from there.
Oh yeah. And one more Scotty tale, okay? We're in class and he does something to the teacher. He gets put out in the hallway. Mr. Carmack, the principal, comes by and says, "Scotty, what are you doing out here? You need to be in class or you need to go to the office." He said, "Oh no, I missed class yesterday and they're going over a test, so they told me to just stand out here in the hallway while they go over this test." So he was out there for mischievous stuff, okay?
Right.
But he convinced the principal that he's out there because they're going over a test, so he never gets in trouble.
Oh, man.
So anyways, okay, back to Poacher Electric. You got me off today. Scotty's got me.
They've got to have like a Scotty Steele policy over there at the high school because of him now. I'm just thinking of how many rules were put in place because of Scott.
Yeah, that's exactly how we could go and talk for at least an hour about new rules that's put in place because of Scotty Steele.
I ran out of.
Okay.
Hey, I made the mistake. Right, summer's here, and I ran out of. We went to grill. I ran out of propane the other day.
Oh,
I know it.
That is your fault. You know it
because we talk about it all the time.
But let me tell you. I got two things to tell you, and one thing I'm telling off on myself here, but I got to use it as a story, okay?
Okay.
I lose my Traeger grill to my son. He takes my Traeger grill off my back porch, so I have a little, what they call the Ranger, which is a suitcase Traeger grill that I put in my camper and take with me, so it uses pellets, Well, you're talking about running out of propane. That's your fault for running out of propane. When all you got to do is come to Poacher Electric and give me your tank. I'll fill it up, send you on your way. And while we're talking about propane, where do you get a grill bottle size propane for $13.40 out the door? Where do you get that at?
Over there, Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware, baby.
How do you get that?
You got to tell them you want the ESPN Radio WCDT special.
That's right. So, and how we get that, I know we're on 106.9 now on the FM, which is great, but we use the AM station, the AM number, which is 1340, right?
Yeah.
So you can come to Poacher Electric, get your grill bottle filled, say you want the radio special, WCD special, ESPN special, however you pronounce it, whatever it is, just say you want the radio special, give us that indication, and you get it for $13.40 out the door every day of the week. So you messed up by not having propane, right?
Yeah.
I got my little grill out, and I ran out of pellets this weekend.
Oh.
So you ran out of propane, which is your fault. I ran out of pellets, which is my fault. Okay. So I literally had to take my hamburgers and hot dogs that I had on there. And it wasn't steak. It was just simple hamburgers and hot dogs. I had to take them and go put it in my air fryer to finish them off.
Oh. Not the same.
Now, how terrible is that? You know?
I know. And we wait all year. We wait all year to be able to do this, to grill in the summer, and as soon as it gets here, we both screw it up.
But here, I've got a story to go with this. Now, it makes Jeff look dumb or crazy or however you want to put it. I'll let you put the name on me when I tell you the story. I haven't used my suitcase Ranger Traeger grill, which is a smaller Traeger. It's made to put in your RV. It's made to carry on the road, tailgating parties or whatever, you know.
Right.
So I get it out. It won't come on. It will not. No electronics. So I take the controller out. I check the fuse. Fuse is good. I come to the hardware store here, and the reason I'm saying this is because we have Traeger parts in stock, you know. So I come up to the hardware store, get me a new controller, take it back home, unplug the old controller, put the new controller in, still no power.
Huh.
So I start looking around, saying I got to tear this grill apart. So I get the grill tore apart in literally, let's say 15 to 25 pieces, okay? And I said, well, it's got to be in the power cord. I've went to the shop, got my meter out, got my electrical meter out, checked everything. I don't have power coming to my control board. So I tear the grill apart, and about the time I get the grill tore apart, I start to look, and I said, well, there's the power cord, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm not getting power to it.
Right.
So I start tracing the power cord now, and then all of a sudden I see two other wires that goes to the back of the grill. And lo and behold, I look on the back side of the grill, and I'd forgotten that there's a master turn-off switch in the back.
Oh, my gosh.
I reach back there, and I hit the on and off switch, and guess what?
Oh, man.
I have a working grill. So I take the chance to go ahead and clean everything. You know, they say you need to clean these Traeger grills real good every now and then.
Well, you did.
My Traeger grill is as clean as a brand new one now. So, but I feel so crazy or dumb or whatever you want to call me, you know, because literally all I had to do, I didn't need the control board. I didn't need to tear it apart. All I had to do is hit the on and off switch in the back.
Oh, man. That's the worst feeling.
Oh, I know. So what is that telling you? What's that telling you?
It tells me... Go ahead.
I don't know what it says, but I do have Traeger parts in stock. If someone has a pellet grill, okay, and you need parts, I do have parts in stock. I have pellets in stock, even though we got started by not having power on. So I end up fixing that, finding a power switch. Then I get to grilling, and then I run out of pellets.
Jeez.
It wasn't meant for me to grill this weekend, was it?
No, it was not, my friend. Well, where can folks avoid having the same types of issues with their grilling journey and make sure that their grill works?
You just call Poacher Electric Pro Hardware. If you have that grill problem, the first thing Jeff's going to say, have you checked your on and off switch? Okay. So that's Poacher Electric Pro Hardware, 1991 Sharp Springs Road. Call us at 967-7351. Find us on the web at poacherelectric.com. And I have to say, ESPN Radio, WCDT, Scotty Steele got Jeff this morning, okay?
There you go.
Hey, y'all have a great day. I'll have to come up with some kind of really good one, Scotty, for Friday.
All right, brother. You too.
Hey, y'all have a great day.
All right, that is Jeff over at Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware, and when you pull up poultryelectric.com, you'll see his, you see his face. We'll be back on the other side. It is the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or check out everything they offer online at reliablerentalfc.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
It's Larry Shelby, previously on the Paul Feinbaum Show.
You know what, Chris? Let me tell you something. Why don't you go catch your breath before commenting on somebody else's? And Hacksaw Tuscaloosa Jim Duggan. Just shut up, because I could strike you out blindfolded, pitching underhand with both arms tied behind my back.
Okay, why don't we take a break? I'm pretty exhausted.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC Network. From the 931 Go Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Radio Winchester weather update, presented by Pennett's Pharmacy.
Another cloudy day headed your way with around 82 degrees being our high this afternoon. We will be having around a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms as well, all throughout the mid-morning and late afternoon. Stay dry while you stay tuned to ESPN Radio
At
Winchester.
Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester, we're more than a pharmacy. We're your partner in health. Conveniently located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, we're here to serve you with fast, friendly, and personalized service. Need prescriptions filled? Looking for over-the-counter products? We've got you covered. Plus, enjoy local delivery and expert advice from our caring team. Call us today at 931-967-2777 or stop by Bennett's Pharmacy at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard today.
You're listening to the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee, on ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT, Winchester.
Holy Moses. Back here on the starting lineup, hour number 2, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT, Winchester. Mayhem Monday, to say the least. And, Chewy, we've talked about it a little bit here on the show. We haven't really gotten a chance to get into it, but perspective, right? And even there with Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware, all Jeff needed to do was change his perspective on that grill.
Sure.
And he would have known that he didn't need to tear the whole thing apart. Jumping into the chat, Doug Garrett says, "Excuse my tardiness. We were racing all night. I am sure that is why Brett is not here either. Ran into him at the track."
Oh.
That is, I was going to mention that. So up in Nashville, they had the race last night, and I checked to see, because we were at church all day yesterday. I checked to see. I get back. It's late. I'm laying down. I'm in bed. I'm doing stuff. I'm researching what I'm going to talk about on the show. I go, oh, shoot, the race. I wonder what happened in the race. And I came across a picture of Doug sitting under like a rain, like what are those things called? A poncho thing?
Yeah.
At the track. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what happened what's the result of the race? I pull it up, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, something like that. And the race is like half over.
Oh, no.
I still have no idea who won because I didn't.
You fell asleep
Yeah,
before?
I was like, okay.
I'll check it in the morning.
Yeah, I was like, I checked it right before I was about to flip the light off and go to sleep, and it was like half over. I was like, well, I'm not turning it on now. I'm
Yeah.
exhausted. I'm not turning it on to watch it now. But I felt for all the folks who went up to Nashville Superspeedway and caught that race. The rain made it hard to get through.
I wonder if rain affects tires.
Oh, it definitely affects tires, and we got to go out to Heath Automotive.
Hey, did you like that segment?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. And you know what happens if you don't have good tread on your tires is you can't run around Nashville Super Speedway. That's for sure. And that's
Definitely
why
not 11 o'clock at night.
No, and that's why those guys were delayed so much, is because they didn't have no tread on their tires. I always found that interesting. I don't understand why racing tires have to be slick the way that they are. Ivy Dwight popped in. She said, we were at the truck race Friday until after midnight.
Where are you seeing these comments?
On the Facebook feed. Are you not seeing them on your feed?
No.
Interesting. I don't know. Maybe Facebook likes me more than it likes you.
Okay, there it goes.
Andrew jumping in this morning as well. Lambo said, chest day, embrace the suck. Stocky and cocky.
Good morning, Steve. You ready to be on the air?
That's an interesting comment, Lambo. I need a chest day. All right. So we'll go out to Heath Automotive and talk to Steve. Steve, yesterday, well, really all weekend, tires and the wet roads playing a big part in the NASCAR race up there at the Nashville Superspeedway. And maybe people aren't running around town going 200 miles an hour, but you can still make sure that with all this wet weather that we've had, that they're being safe on the roads.
Well, a lot of times your wet roads will give you an indication it's something you haven't noticed before, and that would be a lack of traction. And they give you that uneasy feeling when you want to break loose a little bit from traction. Your tires are talking to you, and they're telling you need to take a look at them.
Yeah.
And it may be time, or it may be past time, to look about new tires and being safe.
Well, we were talking this morning about perspective, and it's ironic because we went over to talked to Jeff over at Poultry Electric, and he was telling us about how he had an issue with a grill, and he looked around behind the grill and realized that there was a switch that he just needed to flip. But you've talked about perspective as well in regard to tires. Sometimes you look at the tire from the outside of the car and you're just kind of looking at the way that it's parked, and it looks like it's got pretty good tread on it. But then when you get underneath it or you turn the wheel or whatever the case is, you might have steel hanging out and the cord is showing and other things like that. Perspective can be very important as far as tire wear is concerned as well.
Absolutely. That's where you're being on planned maintenance, changing that oil and getting a good inspection and rotating tires on a whatever your mileage schedule is on that, be it 5,000, 6, 7. Some people use 10. We've gotten where we're not fond of the extended 10,000-mile oil changes. But we've just seen some times when maybe a costly repair could have been prevented by more frequent service than that. But that's an excellent opportunity to catch those things. Matter of fact, when y'all called, I was just checking in, talking to a new customer that's been referred to us, and she had concerns over filters and tires and things like that she been a while, and she wanted to get it all checked out and all with her service and all. That's a great time to do it. That's what those scheduled services are for.
I would go as far to say that as far as scheduled services, Steve, I can speak from experience on this. I think that most people waste or lose more money on stuff like that than anything else, because they don't get the life of their tires right, and it ends up costing them more in the long run. Or like I did the other day, where a simple brake replacement probably could have been avoided what I went through and saved a bunch of money if I had just replaced them on time. And it just seems like to me there are a lot of people out there who drive it until they can't anymore, and it ends up costing them a lot more money in the long run.
Well, we say in this industry, there's sometimes customers, as long as they can turn the key and it starts, it's good to go.
Yeah.
And that's, like you say, Joe, that's maybe not the best formula for being on top of your maintenance and the life of your tires and service of your vehicle. So, and we try to, like we say, we try to take the hassle out of it and make it available with either appointments, walk-in, wheel pickup vehicles, leave overnight, after hours drop-off, pickup. We realize that everybody has a schedule and life is hectic, and we just try to do our best to help them take the hassle out of that.
Well, as far as the summer rebates and other things like that go, I know that you guys just had a bunch of them roll off. Do you have any new ones coming up where people might be able to save a little bit of money on these manufacturer rebate deals?
Yeah, the big one that rolled in that we touched on Friday is the Continental, their passenger tires. That's going to be their touring tires, their performance tires and all. It's not going to be in their SUV, larger SUVs and pickup truck tires. But they've got up to $200, which is a huge savings right there. Rebate on 4 tires. That's going to be $110 back from Continental. And then Continental ties in very closely with Synchrony on the Continental Tire credit card, the Synchrony card. And if you use that card to pay for that set of tires, then Synchrony's kicking back $90. So that's a total of $200 back on a set of premium Continental tires. And if that's what you're looking for, you're looking for top of the line, what we call in the industry tier 1 tires, your best performance, your best mileage ride, quietness, all those things you're looking for in a premium tire. The premium tires are they're on the expensive end of the price scale, but when you can get $200 knocked off on the set, $50 a tire, that makes them very affordable.
Yeah, certainly. Well, where can folks find you guys over there at Heath Automotive?
Well, Joe, we're at 501 First Avenue Southwest in Winchester, and that is just 4 blocks off the square. You can give us a call at 967-3880, and then our website is heathautomotivetire.com.
Tremendous stuff, brother. Well, we will talk to you soon, my friend.
Take care. Try to find you a dry place today.
Yeah, I will. Again, that is Steve over at Heath Automotive, and you can find him on the web at heathautomotivetire.com, which is their new website. And like I said earlier, as far as rebates and manufacturer rebates and things like that, if you scroll halfway down the page, you can actually see all the tire deals that they've got going on right now. And they're always updating that with new things. New ones roll on and off, and all the things roll on and off. Tire pun there, too. But anyway,
I got it.
Wasn't very good, but they don't have some of the new ones up there yet, but they've got the Cooper tires and a Goodyear one up there. But anyway, you can check that out on the web at heathautomotivetire.com. All right, so I think we've gotten just about everything out of the way for today.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Unless somebody rolls in and wants to jump on the air. Which means that we have about 30 minutes left in the show, and we're going to get into this whole issue on perspective. And I've teased it. I've touched on it. I've tried to work it into the interviews and other things like that. And when we come back, we're going to really get into it pretty strongly because, again, I saw a guy basically publicly announce he was done with Dairy Queen because he got a chocolate dipped cone that didn't look like it should on a commercial or something like that.
The dip had a crack in it.
And at the same time, I'm seeing stories pop up on my social media feed about a man who died after reportedly getting his jacket caught in an escalator, and people just walked by. And so my whole thing is perspective today. We had Eric Van Zant in this morning talking about children who, cannot even afford clothes and food and things like that as far as school is concerned. And it's easy, and I fall into the trap too, to complain about our first world problems. Man, my cell phone won't work, or oh, what the crap, the internet's out again, or all this stuff. We get upset. And I'm not blaming, the guy for his response to his chocolate-dipped cone. I do think maybe there is a better way to go about that than put a small, business on blast for it. And you can say, well, Dairy Queen is not small. It is. I believe that particular Dairy Queen, I believe it's a franchisee that owns it. And so just because it's got a big corporate logo on it doesn't mean it's not locally owned. My point is that necessarily the best way to handle it? And perspective. We got enough things in this world right now to be worried about. Maybe there are certain things we just need to let go rather than obsessing over some of these small inconveniences. We'll talk about it when we come back. It is the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Feeling under the weather? Need a quick checkup or urgent care? Look no further than Complete Express Care in Winchester. Our expert medical team is here to provide fast, reliable care when you need it most. From minor illnesses and injuries to lab tests and x-rays. No appointment necessary. Visit us today at 1211 Dinah Shore Boulevard in Winchester or call us at 931-967-6669. Complete Express Care. your health, our priority.
Lucas Stevens here,
Joined by Laura Medina.
inviting you to tune in for the Rebel Report on ESPN Radio Winchester, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church.
We're keeping Franklin County up to speed with the highlights, previews, big moments, and stories built by Rebel Nation, right here at Franklin County High School.
Tune in on WCDT 1340 106.9. Download the smartphone app or even listen on your smart speaker.
The Rebel Report, every weekday, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church, right here on ESPN Radio Winchester.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
Sewanee Elementary School is receiving statewide recognition as it celebrates a century of community, history, and heart. The school was recently featured in the Tennessee Magazine for its unique and student-centered approach to marking 100 years since opening its doors in 1926. While the building may look much the same as it did a century ago, the stories inside have only grown richer. At the center of the centennial celebration is school librarian Catherine Bruce, who has spent more than 2 years researching, organizing archives, and involving students in uncovering the school's deep roots. From interviewing community members to digging through handwritten meeting notes dating back to the 1920s, Bruce has helped students connect personally with their school's legacy. Sewanee's history stretches back even further, beginning in 1867 with land leased by Jabez Willer Hayes for a convent, sawmill, and schoolhouse. Over the decades, the school grew through the community fundraising, donations, and volunteer support. In 1964, residents even raised funds to build additional classrooms to ensure full school desegregation, a move noted at the time as a rare example of a community funding integration efforts themselves. Today, that same spirit remains strong. Students are leading the centennial celebration through a wax museum-style open house where they will present different decades of school history to visitors. Displays throughout campus highlight stories, artifacts, and legacy family connections. The May 8th celebration included guided tours, the unveiling of a new campus sign and storybook trail name, and a closing assembly featuring community reflections on what Sewanee means to them. Students said the experience had given them something lasting, not just knowledge, but pride. As Sewanee Elementary marks 100 years, it's clear the school remains what it has always been, a true community school. For details on news and community events in Franklin County, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
When it comes to caring for your loved ones, choose a name you can trust. Inhabit Home Health in Winchester, located at 2068 Cowan Highway. We're here to provide compassionate professional care right in the comfort of your own home. From skilled nursing to therapy services, our team is dedicated to helping you or your loved ones achieve the best quality of life. Call Inhabit Home Health today at 931-967-0633 to learn more about our personalized care plans.
We had a plan, and then the microphones came on. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340 1069, WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham alongside Chewy this morning as we get into things. What do you think about this hat?
I like it quite a bit. That might, you know what? White, you wear a lot of black, but the white doesn't look too bad on you.
Yeah,
especially in a hat.
Breaking Bad Golf, which is also one of the Fincham sportswear brands. Alan's gear is just tremendous. And if you have not followed Fincham Sportswear on Facebook, he has been rolling out some tremendous new looks. I've got like Rebels, some really cool Rebels hats.
He gave us Huntland hats?
He gave me some Huntland hats. Wait till I wear the Huntland hat. People in Huntland are gonna their heads are gonna explode when I start wearing these Huntland hats.
But it looks so good that you can't not wear it.
He gave me this one. It's a blackout Huntland hat.
Yeah.
was really good. He didn't give me the pink one. I think he knows pink's not really my style. But
it was funny, like the day after that he came and delivered like all this new stuff.
Yeah.
I around town, I went to Skip's that afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking when I said 3 separate human beings all walked in. One of them had like that. I've got a camo Fincham sports cap on the shelf in there.
Yeah.
He had like the exact same one. I was like, dude, nice hat. Where'd you get it? And he goes, oh, Fincham. You know. And then I saw there was an old man who walked in.
Yeah.
And he had a Breaking Bad golf hat on.
Yeah.
And then the third person walked in and they had a Breaking Bad golf shirt on. And I was like, dang, dog. I felt like this is like the new Louis Vuitton.
So it really is. What it is this is the cool kids club right here.
It really
if
is.
you
dog.
get one of some of this gear, you're in the cool kids club alongside with us. Also, I am going to be. We got the golf tournament coming up, the Franklin County Quarterback Club Classic on June 15th, which I've mentioned multiple times. But I've got a box, and I'm going to be giving away. We got golf towels, we got koozies, I got hats.
Those covers.
We're going to be giving away some cool swag out at that golf tournament as well. Just come by and see us at the tent.
I cannot wait for lives. I was just on the edge of my seat for a new live. Really,
it's that season, baby.
Yeah.
Changing our perspective on how we do the radio show.
Hey, good segue.
So, here as of late, I've been considering things right when it comes to the stuff that pops across your social media feed. And it makes me wonder if social media has rewired our brains, Chewy, because we seem to all be quicker to complain than maybe pitch in a hand and help. We obsess over small inconveniences. We get this like outrage that immediately comes, and I fall into the trap. In fact, part of the show is like we key in on something and we jump on it. What is this thing? Why is this being this way? Why? And we do. We're less patient. And I think that one of the biggest problems that I see on social media and in our society here as of late is this perspective has been lost on things. Our entire life, is on this little phone. And this is our perspective now. And it's sad. I came across a post about smart meters where the smart meters now are coming to Franklin County. And you got people who jump on Facebook and make a post because they're terrified of these smart meters and the fact that they're giving off radiation and EMF or whatever they come up with. And those same people are carrying around smartphones that are connected to the Wi-Fi 24 hours a day.
Facebook does more to track you than the U.S. government does. I'm going to let you know that now, if anyone's listening.
I don't know if we do a really good job considering the perspective of the risk. Because you're concerned about radiation. You're concerned about EMFs. You're concerned about chemicals or artificial ingredients in your food. Meanwhile, you're not concerned about texting while driving. You're not concerned about the fact that you never exercise or that you get 5 hours of sleep a night or that you just slammed your second Red Bull of the day to get your day going or whatever. You're not concerned about the fact that you're eating fast food every day or that you spend 8 hours staring at a screen. These are things that really can harm you. No, you're scared about like invisible signals that may or may not be causing harm to you. Stuff that you're not really sure about when we've got real situations causing people to get hurt, to get injured, to die, like a man who was literally trapped in an escalator. Chewy, I came across this, and there's video of it online. Gentleman's riding an escalator down, and what is he doing? I'm pretty sure he's like looking at his phone or something. Again, in his own world. His jacket or some part of his clothing gets caught in the escalator. Eventually, it turns into his jacket, and the escalator is running and it pulls his clothes down into, it doesn't pull him down into the escalator, it pulls his clothes down into the escalator, and it strangles him. Like it chokes him. And there are people who, they're not necessarily there as it's happening, as it first starts happening, but they show up pretty shortly after he is like pinned to the ground, and they just walk by. Literally, it took 20 minutes, and multiple people, one person walked up and like stood over him, looked at him, checked on him, and then walked away. Other people walking by. We're so afraid of things that we don't understand, or these invisible threats, or aliens, or things in the sky. We're so busy looking up or at our phone and in our feed that we're not paying attention to the things that are actually happening right in front of our faces in real life. And that brings me to kids and screen time. You know, we were all sold a bill of goods on technology, that they were going to, all this technology was going to solve these great issues, these screens, these computers that we carry with us. We've got kids who may be spending a little bit too much time staring at screens, not just at home, in school. We see things like depression and anxiety and all of these spikes and these certain mental health issues, and it makes you wonder, would today's children be happier if they spent more time outside, spent more time face-to-face? Would schools benefit from less screen use? A few years ago, they made this transition to Chromebooks, Chewy.
I remember that, yeah.
And it's been a big thing. A big part of the process now is all testing is done online, and there's no more Scantrons. There's no more of those types of tests anymore. It's all done through the computer, which means that you got to teach a kid to get used to the computer, because you don't want them struggling to answer. You don't want them getting an answer wrong on the test because they don't know how to use the computer, right? You want it to be about the answer. Which means that now we've got to teach a kid how to use a computer if maybe they don't have access to technology at home, which is probably a good thing for them these days. We got to make sure that they know the process, that they know what they're doing. And then all of the work now, textbooks are they have physical textbooks, but they basically, it's all done online. The textbooks cost the school district more, because it's not like back in the day where you and I would get a textbook and you could tell, like, your older sibling had the same textbook. Hey, look, this is my brother's signature from 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Or there's my sister's name, or there's, I know this kid.
Oh, your mom's signature is in this library book.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like that with textbooks anymore, where they last for years and years. Not that, at least it's my understanding. It's more like, remember, if you went to college, you'd get the textbook and the digital version, they'd force you to like buy the new version every year or every semester. And it's like an $80 textbook for one book. Now multiply that times the number of kids in the district, and books cost the district, I would assume, a lot more money now than they did before.
Well, then on top of that, they're probably also buying the e-version of a lot of those
Right.
books as well.
That's what I mean, is that the electronic version, they have the ability to go in and basically like kill the license after a year.
Yeah.
Making you need to buy. They might have not changed anything. They might have changed like one sentence in the whole textbook. It used to be before, oh, we're going to use this textbook. Oh, but they've changed this process, or they've changed this thing, or they've changed science has changed a little bit since then. Well, our kids, they could get a couple more years out of it.
Sure.
We'll figure it out. We'll just not read that chapter. We'll teach them something. We'll give them a handout, a worksheet. Oh, it's changed a little bit since then. But
teachers
now,
are smart. They'll
they
think
adapt
on their feet.
But now you got to buy a whole new textbook. Used to be you could kind of like figure it out. And honestly, there's never been a time that I can remember where we were reading through a textbook and the teacher was like, well, actually, this book is so old that that's no longer true. Nowadays, they change math like every year, right?
Oh, God, yes.
So you got perspective there. Well, then, on top of that, Chewy, you got things like sportsmanship. The things that we learn that were important in life. Yeah, I'm all for emotion in sports, but one of the great things about sports is it teaches you not just the passion and the hard work and that type of thing, but it teaches you respect and accountability for the other athletes on the field. And nowadays, you've got pitchers in college baseball. This is a thing here as of late. The kid from LSU has been doing this. They threw a kid out of the game the other day. I think it was maybe the West Virginia game or something like that. You've got pitchers who will strike a guy out and then start screaming expletives at the hitter. The F word.
In the middle of the game?
In the middle of the game as he's walking off the field. F you. F yeah. Like screaming at the opponents. At the batters, bless you. At the batters. And that has somehow become acceptable? I'm pretty sure you can teach a kid how to celebrate without being disrespectful to somebody else. And it definitely, if I ever saw one of my kids do something like that, oh my gosh, they would be off the field quicker than, and I don't know when I'd put them back. It's disgusting. The behavior that we're seeing from these young men in these baseball tournaments is disgusting. The pitcher from LSU did it all season long. No repercussions. If one of our players did that at Franklin County High School, how would we respond? Certainly in a different manner.
That is shocking and surprising in a bad way.
Yeah. So it's just, I'm seeing these things. It just, the world doesn't seem right. There's something wrong at its core. We'll wrap it up when we come back. It is the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester.
Winchester, where Franklin County comes to life. From local news and athletics to everything in between, we're proud to bring you the stories that matter right here at home. And it's all made possible by local businesses connecting with real people in our community every single day. When you support them, you support our local coverage. Over 75 years of Franklin County heritage. Want your business to be a part of it? Contact WCDT today. ESPN Radio Winchester. Franklin County plays here.
Lisa Stevens here.
Joined by Laura Medina.
Inviting you to tune in for the Rebel Report on ESPN Radio Winchester, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church.
We're keeping Franklin County up to speed with the highlights, previews, big moments, and stories built by Rebel Nation, right here at Franklin County High School.
Tune in on WCDT 1340, 106.9. Download the smartphone app or even listen on your smart speaker.
The Rebel Report, every weekday, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church, right here on ESPN Radio Winchester.
The opinions of the hosts are their own, and they do not represent the opinions of, well, really anybody else. You're listening to the starting lineup. Now back to Joe and Chewy.
Wrapping things up here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester. So Louisville pitcher Luke Smith screamed at Vanderbilt players the other day. I believe he got ejected. The LSU pitcher has done it more than once. I've seen videos of him doing it against Oklahoma. And I don't know the kid's name, and it doesn't matter to me. But if this type of stuff is allowed, you got to nip it in the bud. That's a way to use that phrase, right?
Yeah.
You got to stop it. Because the young kids see this stuff, it's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. But what it goes back to is we need to set the standard for our younger generation. I mean, I'm coming across a thing on my social media the other day. And again, I have to do a lot. I spend a lot more time on social media than I would like for research for the show, to keep myself updated with what's going on, what's going on in and around the world. Saw a thing the other day, Chewy. Wonder Woman, a trans Wonder Woman. They're creating a trans Wonder Woman.
Like a comic book?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that doesn't surprise me.
There are so many weird things going on right now.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's tough to look at every day. The nastiness as well that pops up locally within our own community when all it really takes is to have a conversation. You don't need to put somebody on blast on social media. That's not what adults do, in my opinion. In my opinion, you have a conversation about it.
Well, you should.
You should. Speaking of having conversations, we have reached out to, and I've been open about this as well on the show, the sheriff's race is probably the premier race here locally. We've reached out to all of the different candidates for sheriff. Troy Parsons Jr. responded back to me over this past weekend. I got an email from him. We don't have a day or a time for this thing. Tim Fuller has already committed to, he basically said, just tell me when and where. And Troy Parsons Jr. said he would be in. I have yet to hear anything from the Keller campaign. So I'm going to reach back out to them, follow up. We're going to do it regardless. We don't need everybody here. Even if just one of them shows up, we'll do it. Doesn't matter. But we've got 2 of the 3 that are committed to it. Chewy, I came across a cool graphic as well. It was neat because it started with teams that have made the college football playoff this year and made the men's basketball tournament and made the women's basketball tournament and made the softball tournament and made the baseball tournament. It did not list Tennessee on this list because they missed out on the college football playoff this year. But what it basically did is it identifies the teams with the best athletic departments in the country right now. Tennessee's would be up there, and I'll tell you why here in just a second. But the only 2 teams that made every one of these lists was Alabama and Georgia. Alabama and Georgia
for football
made the college football playoff. They also made the men's basketball tournament. They also made the women's basketball tournament. They also made the softball tournament. And they also made the baseball tournament. The only team that came close was Texas Tech. Didn't make the baseball tournament. They did make the softball tournament. They did make the women's tournament, basketball tournament, and they did make the men's basketball tournament. Ohio State didn't make the softball tournament or the baseball tournament. So where does Tennessee fall in? Well, Tennessee didn't make this particular list because the first qualifier was you had to make the college football playoff. And the Vols missed the NCAA tournament, which is shocking to me. But they did make the college football playoff last year, and they're one of the best women's basketball programs in the history of women's basketball. But Tennessee may actually have a better argument than even than the Alabama and the Georgia as far as being like some of the best programs. They're up there. They made the Elite 8 in basketball. The softball team is in OKC. They hosted the baseball regional, and they almost made it to the college football playoff this year. They made it the year before.
Wow.
So, is that the music already playing?
About to be. 30 seconds.
So that is that's what's going on. in the athletic department world.
I'm surprised by that.
I would say that they're right up there. I would say if you were going to rank them, they would be in the top 3 of the SEC.
Georgia has surprised me. I knew they were pretty good at football, but I was unaware of the extracurriculars. I know Alabama and Tennessee were neck and neck there for a while in things like swimming and baseball and that kind of stuff.
Well, and it doesn't even account for gymnastics and stuff.
Yeah. So that's interesting. That's not what I was expecting.
Well, that was wasn't a short show. I mean, every show is 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
It felt short.
Felt like it flew by.
I didn't even get a chance to really get into the whole perspective issue. I just kind of surface level scratched each of the topics. I was going to get into each one of those topics more in depth.
Bookmark it for tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a chance to get into it tomorrow. Tomorrow is a trending Tuesday, and some of those things are trending, so we may circle back around. If you've got something that is trending that you want us to talk about, jump in to the comments section over on the Facebook page. Doug Garrett said, Denny Hamlin won, rain delayed race, only an hour and a half. We rolled in the driveway at 2:15 a.m.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. I can't do those. Those night races are too much. All right, for Chewy, I am Joe Abraham. Reliable Rentals, swap and shop. On the other side, this is ESPN Radio Winchester.
Attention golfers, businesses, and Franklin County football fans. The inaugural Franklin County Quarterback Club Classic is coming Monday, June 15th to Bear Trace at Tim's Ford. Grab 3 friends and enter your team or promote your business with a sponsorship package. We'll have great golf, prizes, giveaways, food, a long drive and closest to the pin contests, and more. So help us launch this new tradition while supporting Franklin County football. Team and sponsor spots are limited, so sign up today.
Spring is in the air, and so are fresh new savings at Furniture Merchandise Outlet, FMO, right here in Tullahoma. Ready to refresh your space? From living rooms and bedrooms to dining sets and mattresses, FMO has the styles you want at prices you'll love. No long waits, no sticker shock. Just take it home today. Visit them at 105 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma or browse anytime at FMOTN.com. Furniture Merchandise Outlet, where spring cleaning turns into a spring upgrade.
It's time for a community calendar update presented by Minuteman Press in Tullahoma.
Here's what's happening around Franklin County to kick off your summer. Remote Area Medical is bringing a free medical clinic to Winchester, June 6th and 7th at Franklin County High School. RAM will provide free dental services, including cleanings and extractions, free vision exams with prescription glasses made on site, and full medical services, including physicals, women health exams, and general consultations. Services are first come, first serve until capacity is reached, and no ID is required. Parking opens Friday night at 11:59 p.m., and clinic doors open at 6 a.m. Saturday and Sunday. This is an incredible opportunity for individuals and families needing care at no cost. Grace Center of Hope is offering summer camps for grades K through 8 on June 8th through 11th, and again July 13th through 16th from 1 to 5 p.m. Kids will enjoy Bible activities, water play games, science experiments, music, skits, and crafts. Lunch and snacks are provided, and sponsorships are available. Winchester Parks and Recreation will host a summer sports camp July 13th through 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Winchester City Park for ages 5 to 12. Kids will participate in soccer, softball, basketball, volleyball, pickleball, and disc golf while building skills, teamwork, and confidence. And the Learn to Try Kids Triathlon Camp will take place July 20th through the 23rd from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Winchester Swimplex and City Park. Youth ages 5 to 13 will learn swimming, bike handling and safety, and running fundamentals with a kids triathlon race set for July 25th. In a small area like Franklin County, staying connected matters. So stay connected to your community with 931-GO and ESPN Radio Winchester.
Do you need high-quality printing services that help your business stand out? Minuteman Press in Tullahoma has you covered. Whether you need business cards, flyers, banners, signs, or custom apparel, we do it all. We specialize in posters.
You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 AM, WCDT, and 106.9